Yeah, baby. Coffee's on. Let's go. Heck yeah. We are live and streaming on YouTube. Oh, man. Woohoo! Right where I put our mic stuff. Did you see where I put our mic bag? Armani?
Mic bag?
Mic bag.
Oh. Good.
I was talking about dinner at your place yesterday.
Good morning. Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
I had a really good time. I had dinner yesterday. Oh.
It was fun. I had a good time too. My mom did too. She said we made her day.
Ah, that's what we want. Mike. Oh, you get volume on.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
All right. Now we're ready.
Ah.
Now we're for real.
Now we're real. Oh.
Now we're cool. Now we're
on.
on.
Now the coffee's on.
Coffee's on.
Give us some questions, comments, concerns. Super funny guy. Let's go. Indeed. That must be Nico. Super funny guy. He does think he's funny sometimes. All right, Facebook. Make sure we are. Yeah, that's the thing that we're changing up this time. We're doing YouTube stream. That way we can keep the comments on one place instead of Facebook stream. So just click the link. I'm going to put that in my Facebook comments right now. Just click the link. Wow. All right, perfect. Just click the link. Yeah, so we're done with Facebook stream, and we're going strictly to Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, which I can only stream to 3 places at once, so that's what we're just going to do. That's just what we're going to do today.
Whoa. You said Twitch,
Yeah,
Twitter,
and
YouTube.
YouTube.
Wow.
We're on so many platforms, I know. Questions, concerns? We're brewing our coffee right now. Nothing too special.
No.
Just the good old Kroger.
Yeah.
The cheap stuff. Armand still has to wake up, as you can tell. That's when you know he goes,
Hey.
hey. He said, stop it.
I'm awake. What?
Last night's was good. We had dinner over at Armand's mom's place.
Mm-hmm.
She cooked up fried chicken and chicken parmesan.
It was real
It was really good. I told you, man. Morning, Razat.
Yeah,
Raj. I'm
good
gonna call him Raj.
morning. Good morning.
Spelled to say.
I
good
can't
morning.
wait for his
Good
questions
morning.
today. What are his questions going to be? We don't know.
Howdy Kia liked my Facebook post.
Oh, that's my
your
uncle.
That's your uncle. There
That's
you
my
go.
uncle.
I love it. All right. So we went to good old South OP yesterday. Had us some good food over at Marion's. Had some good drink with the boyfriend Chris.
He
Man,
does.
I'm not gonna talk about his area or anything, his space, but to say that I had a top 10 tequila in the world last night, and I only had 2 shots of this tequila, which was like 4 shots because it was a double shot every time. It was some good stuff. I was feeling it.
Yeah.
Yes, Miriam always with the hookups.
Yes, she does it.
Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mom. Renee.
Oh.
Thank you, Lily, for the compliment. It's Red Friday. We gotta celebrate. That's why I like having a Chiefs.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
need a Chiefs button up now for like an informal thing.
Ooh, a Chiefs button up?
We need like Chiefs suits.
Yeah.
We need red suits. But anyway, back to what we were doing last night. So we had some good drinks, good company.
It was a
I
good
love the
time.
little balcony there, the
Yeah?
concrete balcony.
Yeah, we usually don't sit there, but it was real cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's a nice place. It's a nice area.
You know what we're missing?
Coffee.
No, coffee mugs. Well, yeah, that too. We're missing the coffee. We're gonna get that in this thing. That's
Awesome.
the whole point of this.
You want to get the cream, please?
Because we're gonna drink coffee
Thank
with
you.
our friends this AM.
Yeah, we are.
Good Friday morning. We'll talk football. We'll talk politics.
Who you want to talk about something? Let us know what you want to talk about.
Other than that, we're just gonna be filling your void.
We're just
in your ear. Oh. surprised Raj hasn't said anything yet. Usually he's all in with the. He's got some takes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll ask him. Raj, what's the best dish that Miriam made for you? She made me some really good pad thai one time. Oh, it was delicious. You talk about Miriam for a second. Lily, what's your favorite Miriam dish? Oh. All right, Raj. We'll just talk baseball then. Let's get right into it.
Persian chicken and rice. Ooh.
Ooh, yummy.
Ooh, that is good.
Was that Lily or Raj?
No, that was Raj. That's
Nice.
that saffron chicken and rice.
Saffron. There's that saffron again. Don't put it in your coffee. Oh, baby. Now the craziest part of the day, pouring the actual coffee.
So
in
I
the
just
cup.
put
Put the lime in the coconut.
I just put the YouTube link.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Join us.
You can do whatever you want, Armand.
Fill your void.
Left you some space for cream.
Does that make sense? Fill your void.
Let's cut that hair, Mark.
Yeah, let's cut that hair. Let's cut that hair live on Coffee's On.
Tony La Russa being hired as the White Sox manager was just a waste of him. They were just hiring someone. I don't like that. I don't know why they did it. It was a waste. Chris Jones being placed on COVID IR. That's breaking news to me. Did you know that he got placed on COVID IR?
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
Wow.
But he came back to practice today.
What?
Yeah. He came back to the...
What do you? So, all right, you seem more up to date with it than I am.
Oh,
What are
that's
your
all I
thoughts?
know. See, I saw that and I said, oh, shoot. But then this morning I saw that he came back to the facilities. So I didn't understand that, but...
Yeah, only thing on Google so far is that he was put on it. The last thing is what he's put on. Let's go ahead and check Twitter. Let's go to the most reliable source out there. Chris Jones. Sorry, I've been out of the sports loop. We've been tracking the election. We've been on all CNN for the last 76 hours. What is it? Friday? Yeah, last 76
That
hours.
sounds right, yeah.
It's Chris Jones. Chris Jones, latest. If he can't play on Sunday, and Christian McCaffrey can play, that's gonna be a problem for the Chiefs. We learned that the Panthers defense, looking at non-DVOA, well, good. All right, I like this. We're already hopping into our Red Friday. With the non-DVOA, they're one of the top 10 pass defenses in the league. They're tied with the Chiefs in second with 9 passing touchdowns allowed on the year so far. So everyone keeps talking about is Mahomes going to be getting his 100th career touchdown pass this weekend at Arrowhead. And I'm saying no. I think that they're going to get down to the red zone, and I think that the Panthers are a bend but don't break defense, and the Chiefs are going to – he might get a lot of yards tomorrow. He may rack up 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. But a 3-touchdown day, I think, is just not what's going to be the thing for Mahomes tomorrow. Because, look, yeah, this is the Panthers team that I think has a quarterback that, shows same numbers as Sam Darnold right there in that area. We know Darnold didn't turn the ball over as much, but I think you can make Teddy Bridgewater uncomfortable enough to where you can force him to get some turnovers. And, sorry, I was reading Raj's comment really quick.
Oh wow!
I just think that it's not going to happen tomorrow. I think the Chiefs. We might see Clyde get 1 or 2 touchdowns, or Le'Veon. Excuse me. We might see the back split 2 touchdowns tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I just think Chris Jones, if he's out tomorrow and Christian McCaffrey's playing, Chiefs or you got Wharton. Got to rely on your D2 guy, Wharton. He's shown out. He's been one of the best, highest graded rookie PFF players this year. So Wharton, dude, from your D2 pick, I like that. I like him being a fill-in tomorrow. And you got the bye week, so Chris Jones going to COVID. If he stays on there, then I'm not too worried because, like I said, we got 2 weeks until – you got an extra week until you go play the Raiders. That's that second half of the schedule that we talked about before the season started. You got Raiders, Bucks, Saints, and Dolphins. 4 tough teams. So we'll see what the Chiefs can do. I think they go into the bye week, though, 8-1. They get the win on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of really haven't.
No, it's been all
about
politics.
The Chiefs. So I'm sitting here thinking, wow, it's Friday. We have a Chiefs game in 2 days. Christian McCaffrey, will it be there? Will he not? Who knows?
I don't. I right now it's Matt Rule said yesterday that it's looking good. That if they were to play today, he would be playing. So that's saying if they were to play Thursday night, McCaffrey would be good to go. Raj, we need to bring you in. We need to send you the link. But you're nailing the hammer on this one with Tony La Russa. We're going back to that. You're right. He's not progressive at all. He's not progressive as a coach, just a technical coach. I think he's his era of baseball is kind of done. He's been out of the manager for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that him as a coach, he's done. He's outdated. This is now more than ever, we're seeing the socio-political context of sports. Shout out to Lily Copen. Coppen. Sorry, I only call her Lily. I don't call her by her last name.
Okay. I messed up the first time I said her last name, but that's a different story. But keep going.
No,
socio-political
the context of sports. It matters now more when you're hiring staff around your players. So this right here shows me that the White Sox ownership doesn't care about its players. They just care about winning. They don't care about the human side of their athletes.
Yeah.
Let's bring in someone that has opposed everything that has been kind of the movement so far this year. You're going on a team. You're going to a White Sox where a lot of it's made up of players outside the United States and people of color.
Yeah.
The best player on the team is a black MLB player, Tim Anderson.
I didn't know that. I don't know.
How are you going to bring?
And
Raj makes a great point. How are you going to bring in a manager that has opposed this all year?
I think it highlights something with the MLB, right?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and
Rob Manfred just sucks.
I woke up this morning and saw the Red Sox manager
Rios,
came back from his suspension.
Yeah.
That Astros manager who cheated, wasn't he hired?
Yeah.
Last week,
Detroit.
So it seems like, and like you said, they aren't caring about the players. I don't think maybe players on other teams like those three coaches. I don't know much about the Red Sox guy, but those two, right?
Yeah.
The Astros, him, the guy who cheated, and then La Russa, who Raj says has opposed the Black Lives Matter movement,
Yeah.
right? And you said he's not progressive on the field, nor is he off it. Seems like they don't care about their players and they aren't caring to progress.
I think what they see here is they're just looking at their players' talent, which is a very talented team. The White Sox are very. We're gonna get to Brianna's question later. The White Sox are that team right now to where it's very critical. They're in a very critical state because they're at that point where they need someone as a leader that can take them over the top and be the team that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or you can bring in someone where it's going to hurt and all that growth that they've been doing for the last 3 to 5 years is just going to go away because you decided to bring in someone whose opinions are tasteless now. I don't really give a crap of what Tony La Russa will have to say. I don't know how he's going to get his players to listen to him. So you bring in someone that's already going to be, unless something just went really well in the interviews, I just don't see it working out. I really don't with a player-coach relationship.
I think
it's going to be hurt.
He has to change with a lot of sports changing how they feel off the field, being more progressive. I think La Russa has to do that if he cares. If not, we're gonna see something about the MLB and the White Sox as a whole.
Yeah,
if it becomes a big deal, then they really care. If not, then that might be a shadow on the MLB, and that might show that they are just going down in their importance in this country. What do they call baseball? The
America's pastime. America's pastime.
Right? Maybe it is the pastime. It's not the present time.
Well, that's what's concerning about baseball. It's stuck in the pastime part. When people say America's pastime, it's the game itself. It's people used to dress up and go to baseball games. People would sit down and watch 3.5 hours, 4 hours of baseball. It's like fishing. It builds patience.
Or Kansas football.
That's the way that I see it when I call it America's pastime. But you're right. It's very reflective of the sport.
I would emphasize the past.
To make the hire.
But thoughts on Bree wants to go straight into...
I don't have much on this other than he failed. I think he took voters away.
He probably didn't.
Just a bad distraction.
I'd have to look at the numbers again to see how much he took the voters away from states like Pennsylvania and Georgia.
Well, let's look it up. We got our computers right in front of us. I'll look.
I mean, it's a two-party American system. Everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. So only two people are going to get even have a chance at the presidency. I think the last time was, I don't know, 92 maybe, 96. Ross Perot, I think he was a perennial third-party candidate. And I think it was the Clinton-Bush year. I could be wrong on my year. But somewhere around then, he kind of had a good showing as a third party. But that was the most recent time. That's the only time in recent elections, in modern elections. So
Kanye didn't take any votes out of Pennsylvania
so Kanye
and Georgia.
I don't think Kanye's campaign was as important to the big two than Gary Johnson and Jill Stein's was last year.
Yeah, Gary Johnson. Going back, you look at it like at the critical states that Hillary lost a little bit by. Gary Johnson took up a lot of numbers. He took a lot.
Gary Johnson, Jill Stein, and then the write-ins. People who wrote in Harambe.
Tennessee, yeah. So I think it was just a political stunt, a publicity stunt.
Honestly, when I heard it, I mean, I didn't make anything of it because I knew it wouldn't be anything. I think people also are mature enough to realize that, he might be your favorite singer, artist, talent, creative mind. I don't know what, but I think when it comes to president or any type of political office, I think I don't know.
Right.
I still need coffee in me. It's hard.
That's fine. No, I was just gonna say I think it just took votes away, but looking back at the critical states, it looks like he wasn't even on the ballot, or people just didn't.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it was that big. It was that important. I think it's only important because of his name this time. When last time it was important because of the effect they had.
Right.
But
we're still going. Keep asking questions. We as you can see, we can go straight from Chris Jones to baseball to
Kanye.
Political stunts. Political stunts.
Wow.
Would that be the right wording for it?
Political stunts, I think so.
All right, political stunts. He was a stunt devil in the presidential election this year. Nothing but a figment of our imagination. All right. Oh, what you looking at? Oh yeah, your key states that you had. Yeah, we thought Ohio was going to be a big one. Recapping it, Pennsylvania was still going on.
This was the thing, and I got to change my numbers.
The famous whiteboard. Will SKC clinch the 1 seed? Ooh, here we go. Finally, something good. Yes, I think they will. No, I'm just kidding. I got to look this up first. I know they play a game on Sunday because I got to work the game. So let's see. Raj, I'm not for sure. Are they going to replay that game against Minnesota that got canceled because of COVID? Because technically this week would be the season finale this Sunday against Real Salt Lake. So I'm not for sure if they're going to be making up that game with them. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see what you have to say. It looks right now they're at the top of the Western Conference table, 2 points ahead, or they're actually 2 points less than Portland, but Portland has played 2 more matches, so that's why they're up there at the top. Portland plays LAFC, who has had kind of problems this season later on in the late years, just a new team getting used to the first full year as a franchise. God, a game against Real Salt Lake, they're just terrible this year. I think that they can. Let's see who Seattle plays to close out the season. They play San Jose, so they play another pretty all-right team, a team that they could beat. That game against Minnesota, though, would have been so hopeful because, one, you start even out the games played on the table, and two, it just makes it a little bit more clear what to look at going into Sunday. Let's see if Raj said anything. Not sure if they will reschedule. Let's see.
Yeah, me neither. Who knows?
I don't think they have it. So they have the game not on the schedule as of right now. So they probably won't.
Well, that's your guy. Thoughts on Polito being out?
I think they'll find a way. I think they'll find a way to make up space for it. Let's check it out. Let's check out the starting 11 because now Polito's out. See, look, we've been out of the sports world for so long. I didn't even know he was out. I'm not gonna act like I knew he's been out. This is news to me.
I know a sporting player got COVID, and that's what happened. But I thought they said who, and now I forgot who.
Let's see, SKC player out. Yeah, Nate Bukaty, the broadcaster for Sporting Kansas City, he just went public yesterday on Twitter and said that he had COVID as well.
Oh,
so
Is he considered a sporting staff member?
I would assume so because of how involved he is. I think that Kansas City has enough forwards up top. I would be more concerned with them losing a defensive player. Them losing Alan Pulido, that's someone that you just got back from international play, right? He was down playing with the Mexico team, right? I think that Sporting has enough forwards and attacking mids to where they could replace him, fill in. Peter Vermes knows what he's doing with the formations. He's had to deal with Pulido not being on the team for a duration of the season. Will it hurt them, and we'll see that offense kind of take a step back? Maybe. I still think that Pulido added some kind of an excitement and energy boost that it needed, that the offensive side of the ball needed for this year. What is he out with? I need to find this because when I Google Alan Pulido, I just get the header. He got called up for November friendlies. Him and Dos Santos. Okay.
Oh.
He got pulled up for friendlies.
Oh yeah, Raj.
So when will he be back then? What are the international friendlies?
My mouth is full.
Good call, Raj. I'm glad you brought that up. Me and our mom been talking about it all week.
We love it. We love it. How many MLS players are on that roster?
How many? We're eating brownies for breakfast.
None. I already knew that, but I had to check just in case. I'm pretty sure it's none. Current MLS players, I should say, because some are from starting MLS, which is okay. But Raj is going to take us on
He said 0.
I just love that so much. Where's the best soccer played in the world is played in Europe.
Yeah.
Where's some of the best youth talent? Maybe the U.S., maybe South America, right?
Well,
you need these players to play in Europe, play in South America.
No.
They aren't going to do great. They're going to struggle, but that's okay. If you want to be the best, you have to be with the best. When you see countries in Europe send their best, the continent's best players, where do they send them to play basketball? They don't send them if they're better than La Liga in Spain or they're better than Australia. They go to the NBA. In baseball, if they're better than maybe Mexico or Korea, where are they going to go? Or Japan? They come to the MLB.
Yeah.
If you're real good in American football, you come to the NFL.
Yeah.
You go to Europe to play soccer, and finally the U.S. national team realized this.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are either American citizens because they have a parent who's American, or they really are American citizens. They live here, and then they live in Europe to play soccer and all that. There's so many people there that can take advantage of the rules FIFA has for representing your national team. I mean, everyone in the world, there's people who play soccer, and then now I'm just going off.
No, I'm listening. No, you're exactly right. You're nailing everything.
But to answer your question, Raj,
finally go. We were just very excited that you brought that up because all week we were talking about,
they're talented. They're young.
Jurgen was doing it right, and then they screwed it up. Yeah,
they're talented. They're young, and if you can build off this team, then finally U.S. soccer can be something. I mean, that's huge. They've made.
I like this question. I don't know if my opinion is the right one on this one because I got no problem with it. At that point, I'm big on the player's choice. Let the player choose. But I think Armand's got a bigger opinion on this.
No. I think I agree with you. It's the player's choice, and it makes a lot of sense. Just like I was saying in my tangent.
Yeah.
There were some players 2 World Cups ago because they didn't make the last World Cup.
Yeah.
There were some players who, they're German. They've lived in Germany their whole life. Why? Because their dad was in the military, and he's an American, and he was stationed in Germany, found a German lady, had a kid. The kid's there is half American, and because dad's American citizenship rules, he's an American citizen. That kid, I forgot that guy, he wasn't a kid, whatever it was, but those guys, they play real good soccer. They play club in Europe and Germany, but they aren't good enough to make the German national team. So, of course, they have an option to come to U.S. national team, I love that. I love it, Raj. I love it, everyone. If they can represent the U.S. team, then for them, why not? Because obviously, with the European giants or South American giants, the U.S. team isn't as good, so they might have more opportunity to play there. I think that's okay. I understand that some people are getting angry when people develop citizenship. So a 14-year-old moves to Spain, and then he gets that Spanish heritage, and then he gets to represent Spain. That might be a little iffy, and maybe they're going to start running into those more as these countries are going to start getting on those young, talented immigrant kids who come to play soccer. Like you mentioned, Raj, a lot of those young players with African heritage who come to Europe, and then they all of a sudden become a youth star in Spain or Germany or Italy or England, and then they're like, wait, we want you on our national team. Here's a citizen. That is going to become more sketchy, and I'm sure that's going to be a bigger thing.
And that's when I'm going to get pissed, because why can't you just freaking let these kids just? Why you got to bring that into it? Because that right there is a decision that I wouldn't want to put on someone, because that the position that you're putting them in. And that's where I'm just going to lose it, man. In contrast, should NBA players who have African heritage consider playing for their ancestral homelands?
I mean, that's an interesting question. And Raj, I'm sure you're asking when you're saying African heritage.
Like Joel.
I'm sure you're saying, I don't know if you're saying people like Joel. I'm sure you're saying people who were probably born in the U.S., right? Not people who moved. Because I think he's talking ancestral.
Oh, did Joel move?
Yeah, Joel was from Cameroon.
He did move, right?
But if the NBA would allow that, I think that really changes, because NBA isn't the only national sport, the Olympics, right? I think that would change a lot of national rules, because then people can do their heritage. But I don't think you can play for I think you have to look at the country's athletic rules to see who they allow.
Yeah.
And I think it goes hand in hand with citizenship. I think they need to be a citizen.
I think it would be kind of cool if...
I think it would change basketball as a whole.
This is where politics, the socio-political context of sports. Yes. So when you tell an athlete to shut up and dribble, you should be the one to shut up, because no longer is there sports talk. No longer is there political talk. It's just talk.
I just think, Raj, that's a bigger thing than it's a bigger thing than just the NBA, because it can affect a lot of things.
I was gonna say, sure, why not? You know what? Let's say a kid that didn't make, let's say a player that didn't make the U.S. Olympic team wants to go play for his, for somewhere. It could be Europe. Doesn't have to be an African heritage. It could be a European heritage. Maybe he wants to go do that. I think it'd be pretty cool to go see where my ancestors were from. Not only see there, but also be able to emerge there and live in there. Not live in there, but emerge in there into the culture. You know, you get to learn the culture as well while representing the country, playing for them. I have no problem with it. It would be kind of cool because like you said, you get to see some of those players get cut. Olympic basketball has meaning to it. I think its meaning, though, is more symbolic than the winning part. Mm-hmm. That's why Carmelo Anthony has 4 gold medals and no NBA Finals rings, because I think it's more the symbolic meaning. So I like that. I like that opportunity of giving athletes more options on who they can play for. Because you know what? If you can't play for America, that shouldn't stop you from competing in the Olympics. Go play with a country that you share in heritage with.
And that's a good point. Russia. Yeah. He says Russia kind of does that. Makes sense, because Russia's very competitive, as we know from history or sports, very competitive in everything they do, especially with the U.S. So they want to get the best athletes. They want to get the best people, whatever. Then that's what they're going to do. And maybe that's something that other countries have to look at, especially when it comes to basketball. Probably the majority of the top 100 basketball players in the world are American, right? But only 15 can fit an Olympic roster.
I want to make sure that we get this right. We're not saying that countries pay off athletes. No. Athletes who compete in the Olympics, they get paid through sponsorships. Mm-hmm. It's seen as an opportunity to represent your country more than the payout, and that's why players take it on. But let's say like Apollo Ono, big skater, got a big Subway endorsement after his Olympics back in 2008, 2012, whatever it was. It's opportunities for those players. It's a platform.
It is.
Where they can earn endorsements that they don't necessarily get to get an opportunity at. Sean Johnson, what happened after she won her gold medals? Wheaties and
Hy-Vee. She
Subway.
was in a lot of Hy-Vee ones because she's from Iowa.
Yep.
So it is big on the sponsorship, and some countries give some prize money for medals, but
and then if you're then you get the Michael Phelps once in a while who are just on everything because it's Michael Phelps.
Maybe Simone Biles is.
Yeah, it's another perfect example. Yep. Who's gotten a lot of attention after the Olympics? Simone Biles. So we're not saying that countries pay off their athletes. What our mom was just trying to say is there's some sketchy stuff that goes down with governments, and so don't be surprised if the U.S. government gets their pedestal out and starts offering citizenships to athletes as a bribe.
Because
they will do that if their soccer in their country doesn't get better, because that's what they care about is winning. Once they fired Jurgen Klinsmann, we knew that they did not care about growth.
Because in the end, all these are athletes. I don't know how many people make the Olympics, but think of how many people were so close. But what if they had another option? That would certainly change how international sports goes. And that'd be even more socio-political. But
while the comments have died down for a second, let's take a look at celebrity birthdays.
Yeah, let's look at celebrity birthdays while Raj is probably getting his cup of coffee.
No, that's fine. Well, I don't know where your brother's at. Our brothers are quiet today. Yeah. Nico and Arian, they talked a high game.
Let me text Arian.
I texted Nico. Armand, you're going to have to help me out with this. I don't know any of these people. Okay. Like the first 6 people that came up were...
You want to put it on... You want me to look? You want to put it on the screen? Or?
No, I'm looking right now. Episode. Happy birthday, episode. Yeah, look. Who's a YouTube star, TikTok star, star?
She's I know that second one. She's a TikTok star.
Anna Shoemate. Maybe I will.
Emma Stone. It's her birthday.
That's what I said.
Happy birthday, Emma Stone.
Bailey Ballinger, 13, YouTube star. What? Who are you?
Yeah, I don't know any of those people.
Talia Mar, she's a pop singer. Maybe I don't know who she is. But yeah, not a lot of good. Oh, Lamar Odom. Happy birthday, Lamar Odom. Thank you so much for helping the Lakers win 2 championships. YouTube star, Instagram star.
Thank you. Thank you, Nico.
Ethan Hawke. Shout out to Braden. Happy birthday, Ethan Hawke. One of the stupidest characters in The Purge ever.
Sally Field.
Sally Field, she's famous. Kelly Rutherford. I think she's from the
You know
Santa
what
Claus.
she's from? Gossip Girl. She's the mom in Gossip Girl.
Ah, look at that. Kelly Rutherford.
Speaking of Gossip Girl, did anyone, all those Gossip Girl fans out there, did you know that there's a, they're doing a reboot?
Oh, and Tandy Newton. Happy birthday, Tandy Newton. She's a good actress.
They're doing a reboot on Gossip Girl.
They are? God, the reboot
on HBO Max.
The reboot of Zoe 101. The
people.
Reboot of...
Nico said he's a big Gossip Girl fan, so...
Is he really?
I don't know. You should ask him.
I bet he watches it at the gym all the time.
Yeah,
that's what That's what gets him motivated.
He says the gym.
The gym.
But really, he goes...
He goes for the
just watches in the park.
He goes for the TVs.
Welcome to the Nico Roast.
We got our brownies. We got our coffee.
When we're done roasting Nico, Raj wants to know thoughts on the NBA restart date.
I think it's great. I'm glad that they came.
Yeah, it's good. They came to we talked about.
And they're doing a shorter season too, which I think is awesome because NBA needs to have a shorter season. 82 games is too much. We're gonna have baseball in December. Ooh. Ooh.
Wow.
That's tough. Best fast food French fries. Logan Evans. How you doing, Logan? I like the
What's
picture.
up, Logan?
I like
Best
the picture.
fast food French fries. He's listening to us while he's working. That's what's great. Best fast food French fries with a professional picture.
This is a tough one. Chick-fil-A is really good. You know, I get crap. People crap on me for Five Guys. I think Five Guys is really good fries.
Why would they?
Because people don't think the fries are that good, which I don't understand.
Top 3? I think Five Guys is really good fries. I think Chick-fil-A used to be my number one, but maybe I had it too much.
No.
Or waffle fries got more popular.
Shake Shack fries are overrated. You can come fight me if you want. They're just they're just not kettle fries. They're crinkle cut fries.
Arby's is always my top. Is in my top.
All right, so
I love curly fries.
You got your top
I
three?
would say Arby's, Five Guys, Popeyes Cajun fries.
No. I don't get fries when I go there. I get red beans and rice. Oh, Raj said Popeyes Cajun fries. All right, you were saying that. That's interesting. I still don't get them.
Oh, if I say it, it's different. But if Raj says it, oh, he knows how to cook.
Does he?
I don't know. What's your guys' top three, Logan?
I'm doing Wendy's because Wendy's fries are good. They're incredible, actually. Wendy's, Five Guys. Ooh, potato cakes. Arby's, Five Guys.
I'll say Arby's and Five Guys.
Oh, did I say Arby's? My bad. I'm in Wendy's, Five Guys. Who's that third one? McDonald's.
I'll go McDonald's.
Burger King chicken
Arby's.
fries? Question mark. We went to Torchy's for the first time. Torchy's, if you're listening, get a drive-through. I don't understand the whole pickup counter. Get a freaking drive-through. That made me a little upset when we went to Torchy's. And I was preparing for the drive-through. There was no drive-through at the Torchy's. How do you feel about Whataburger coming to Kansas City?
I only had it once.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh, Rob, you gotta try those.
our friend Marty told me that I just got the wrong thing when I went there. I think I got a burger. He said I should have got a patty melt. I don't know.
Patty melts
But
are
I'm
good.
gonna trust him because he's from Texas, so he's had his fair share of Whataburger.
I'm just not gonna like how big of a deal it is
It will be a huge deal, and
when it happens because it's just like
I'm
it's
not
just
gonna lie. When
it's just Whataburger, man. Like Shake Shack was such a big deal. It's like it's just Shake Shack.
I like
man.
Shake Shack.
You
But
can make
when I had a burger at Whataburger, not gonna lie, it reminded me of Burger King. I know
the first
that.
time you
The first time I had
a burger.
from Whataburger.
Yeah, it was it reminded you the first time you had
No,
a burger.
it
It reminded you the first time you had a burger.
reminded me of.
It reminded you of
Burger
your first
King.
time. You need to give me a shot more.
You've had too much coffee today.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. So how do you guys feel about the Whataburger coming to Kansas City? Are you going to be going to it? You going to be going out to it? They're starting to hire. I read.
Yeah. Do you need a job?
You want to go flip some burgers? Honestly, I may go flip some burgers. You guys don't pay us enough for this coffee, Zan. I'm joking. I would rather do this than working hours.
Yeah, because we're just hanging out with some of our greatest friends.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll be able to do this every morning.
I
enjoy the time.
So we're almost 40 minutes in. Do we talk about lines now? Do we wait for someone to ask? Oh. If Logan says if Mahomes is at the opening, he'll be waiting in line. Well, of course.
I think if anything, if you're Whataburger, you got to get Mahomes there.
You do.
If you're Whataburger, that not only does the name bring out people, but if you can get D Mahomes out there,
I would go to the.
He's been the
board.
spokesman.
I would go to the drawing board and see how much money it would require to get Mahomes involved, and I would try and make that make sense.
Hey.
Whatever that figure is, I will try and make it make sense. If I was a business owner,
Mahomes, buy a franchise of Whataburgers and In-N-Outs and bring them to Kansas City. Just buy franchises. Have your own franchise. He's gonna have his own franchise of fast foods around here. That guy's a money maker. He knows he's more than a quarterback. He can make so much money in his life. Raj,
that's if he. This is gonna sound dumb.
What?
That's if he wants to be.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
That
saying
guy.
he can market the hell out of himself.
He could.
The honey butter chicken biscuit is amazing. You can't go wrong with the Texas toast sandwich as well with chicken strips, like a barbecue one. Their fry sauce. Oh no, I don't think they do.
Freddy's fries.
Freddy's fries.
I like Freddy's fries.
with the Freddy seasoning.
Freddy's fries is good. You know why? Nico, you were talking about.
Brahms got good fries.
You were talking about what is
Those
it
are
called?
crinkle cut too.
In-N-Out. In-N-Out's good, but I would want to compare it to Freddy's. That's
Nico,
fine.
we're not saying Mahomes is watching. In-N-Out and Freddy's are the same. What are you saying? That's your list?
Hey, Nico. Yeah, you're being a butt face. We didn't see Mahomes was watching. I'm gonna throw this brownie at you.
Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, he'll own some franchises, dude. Mahomes will open a shoe shop. He'll have a clothing store on the plaza one day. Brittany, she'll have her own store on the plaza one day too. They're gonna have their own stores. They're gonna have a fountain dedicated to them one day.
Yeah, sure. We look. Yeah, you're right.
He's literally the Hollywood. Of
They
the
are our royal family.
dude.
He is the king
Dude,
of Kansas City, the Kansas City metro area, and some.
People were having arguments on the radio about where he should send his kid to high school.
Oh.
That right there just shows how big he is. It's messed up, but he's that big.
It is messed up. But why are you talking about that now? That's literally in 14 years. That's
Yeah, exactly. I turned it up once he made the announcement that he was having the kid. This is before we knew that that they were having a girl. But when they announced that they were having the kid, everyone the next day was just talking about where should he go? Where is he going to be a Blue Valley kid? Is he going to be a Johnny Mission kid? I'm like, who the hell cares? He could send him to Texas. He could send him to school in Texas for all I care. Chargers or Raiders this weekend? Good. We're getting down to our NFL picks for the week.
That's why I started looking at the picks.
All right.
Picks. We're looking at our picks.
You want to share your screen?
Me? Sure.
You already got pulled up.
Um,
I'll put you on. Boom, boom, boom. His kid will go to Pembroke. No, he won't, Raj. Don't you say that. See, that's what I'm saying. It brings up the conversations bring out the worst in people.
why not Blue Valley Northwest?
Why Blue Valley Northwest?
Because it's
I just hope
like
we
you
don't go-
said, it's your favorite Blue Valley school.
The only thing I'm hoping for is not Pembroke or Rockhurst. I don't care who listened to that.
And then you know what our chant it was? What our chant? H-U-S-K-Y.
Oh wait, yeah, he's having a girl. She might go to St. Teresa's.
Well, guess what? At Blue
It's the
Valley
coffee,
Northwest-
guys. It's the coffee.
Blue
Did I say boy? It's
At Blue Valley Northwest, it can be a boy or it can be a girl. Blue Valley Northwest has everyone.
She can't go to Rockhurst. You're right. She'd have to go to St. Teresa's. I just keep talking so fast.
Okay, so our
You gotta have your
picks.
family to keep you in check.
Should we look at our picks?
Yeah. Oh, picks. Yeah. Sorry.
All right, let's skip that one. I always like doing Chiefs last. Broncos Falcons. I like the Falcons.
Broncos, man, they always play well out of the division. They
See,
beat or Sion, yes, mom. They beat the Patriots. That's who they beat. He's having a girl. I keep forgetting that. I was.
her name's gonna be Patricia.
We're not doing this, Armand. We're not doing this. Patricia. Patty Mahomes.
Patricia Matthews Mahomes.
Seahawks or Bills? I like the Hawks in this one. I think will be a close one though. Will it be a close one? I don't think it will. I think Russell Wilson will blow out Josh Allen. Josh Allen's MVP argument will be ended after this
It's
game.
going to be close, and whichever quarterback wins is going to.
Ooh, I like that.
They're finalizing the top 3 of MVP.
See, my pick's gonna be Wilson for that one. All right,
Bears Titans.
Titans just came off that embarrassing loss.
I'll pick Seahawks in last one too. Yeah, I'm going Tennessee. They won't. Maybe they'll cover. Actually, I don't know. But I
like the under on that game
Okay.
because I don't think the Bears will be scoring as much. Their offense, I do not have any confidence in them anymore.
Baltimore and Indianapolis.
Baltimore.
I think Baltimore.
I want to see the line for Phillip Rivers interceptions in that game because he could throw 2 or 3. I'm going for 3. Make the line 2.5. All right, what's next?
I didn't know you had the Armand cam on.
Yeah, eating right now.
Giants, Washington. Oh, whoops! I skipped over Lions, Vikings.
That's okay. Vikings have that. I take the Vikings in this one. They got more They got Dalvin Cook. I think they beat the Lions. I think they beat the Lions already this season.
Oh my.
I can't believe he said his daughter's one of the Rockers.
You think the Lions? Yeah, I think the Lions. If Stafford's there, no Stafford, then it's Vikings.
Okay. Like I said, I'm
You
sticking
know
with Dalvin
why?
Cook.
I don't know who their backup quarterback is.
Is it still Hill? Or Sean? Whatever his name, Sean Hill? Sean Hill? Is it still Sean Hill?
Hopefully not.
That guy was there forever. I wonder what happens if I clip this on my ear.
It's either David Blow,
Oh, Blue. David Blow. Because he blows the games.
or Chase Daniel.
Oh, it's Chase. Oh, Chase is starting? Ooh, I might take Lions. If Stafford doesn't play. Chase Daniels is the greatest backup quarterback of all time.
The thing is, who else does Lions have? Old Man Peterson.
DeAndre Swift.
He's back.
Kenny Galladay.
Oh, okay.
Galladay. Marvin Jones. I don't know.
Texans, Jaguars.
You just skipped Giants to Washington, but I'm going to take Washington. My NFC
said
East
Washington.
division winners.
Really?
Texans or Jaguars? Texans.
Okay. Raiders, Chargers. There we go. Raiders or Chargers?
I like the Chargers in this one.
If the Chargers,
Because it's going to be a shootout. I
if
think
the
the Chargers.
Chargers lose another close game here, I think probably he's fired. I think they fire the coach.
Anthony Lynn?
I think Anthony Lynn's done.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll
We
see.
know who
I
they're
don't
going to
know.
be looking at.
It might be an end of the season hire. You got to see where the team's at.
I like him. I do.
If they're 3-13, yeah, you're
I
right.
do
think you
really
both
like
scored.
him, but
This team has a lot of potential, and
does.
he's shown it. But I think now more than ever, you got to get someone that can, win in the playoffs too. Well, I guess he did win against the Ravens in the playoffs. I don't know, man. I would hate to see Lynn get fired. I think he gets picked up somewhere else though. Maybe the Chiefs bring him in as offense coordinator.
honestly,
We talked about that. Eric Bieniemy, because Sam, our Chargers friend, he likes Bieniemy to the Chargers.
I think that should be their hire. But
Yeah, you're right.
that could be a
if anything, you go out and
conversation
you
when
get
it
the
becomes a
Yeah,
conversation.
you're right.
Steelers, Cowboys, the Steelers.
Steelers. I don't even know if they're playing a quarterback this week for the Cowboys.
Yeah. Dolphins, Cardinals,
This is a good one. This is one that
the
I
Cardinals.
you like the Cardinals in this one. Yeah, probably the Cardinals because they got Kyler Murray. Although Miami got the win over the Rams.
They did.
Cardinals are a better
They
team, though.
did.
But their defense had to do a lot of the scoring in that game.
They exactly. Saints, Buccaneers,
Bucks,
Bucks.
Saints are just
Saints need Michael Thomas back to win these games.
Saints beat bad teams. They lose the good teams.
Patriots, Jets.
Give me the Patriots, although I won't be surprised if the Jets get the first win.
No.
Because
no
Patriots
way.
are chasing after the best pick at this point, and who has the number one pick right now? The Jets. So what do? You give a win to the Jets if you're Bill Belichick.
I mean,
Because a win to you does not matter this season
if
as
they
much
do
as a win
that,
to them.
then-
I think a loss value is more valuable here. Isn't that funny? Monday Night Football, and I think both teams are going to be playing for the loss. Ain't that a shame? NFL football.
Bills does not lose
Blame.
to Gase. I agree, Raj. And I think kind of like what Marco's saying, if he does lose, there's a reason he's losing.
That's what I'm saying, Raj. Hey,
Unless-
you gotta think like a Patriot sometimes. You gotta think like
Yeah.
a Bill Belichick. Get a little bit of that evil in you. Enter into it. Not too much.
We
You know.
should start
You know what
writing
you know what they say in Star Wars. Don't fall,
What?
don't get into the Sith too much.
I don't know what they say.
You can look at the Sith. You can flirt with the Sith, but don't suck into that life too much. So go into your Bill Belichick and think like a Patriot. I think that they lose this one on purpose. They purposely lose this game. And if you're the Patriots, you can easily purposely lose a game because your team sucks. Think like a cheater. Yes. Think like a cheater. You know what's funny? I think there was a movie that came out like this past year that was called Think Like a Man.
Yeah.
To
We
get
watch
Taraji-
it all the time. Think Like a Man too.
We do watch it all the time, don't we?
Yeah. That didn't come out.
Oh, I
Think
can't
Like a
remember
Man
that.
1 probably came out a long time ago.
What movie am I thinking of? But Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, you know what movie came out with her?
where she could hear the other guy. Oh, it meant
Yeah.
one. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
Meant
I
One.
remember seeing that trailer.
What movie? Oh, we were watching Date Night. Date Night had a lot of famous people in it. Remember we were watching
That's
Date
an
Night?
interesting movie.
Have you ever seen it from that last night?
I didn't know, and I didn't see the end either, so I don't know what happened.
Oh,
I mean, it was
like
just-
any other rom-com.
Yeah,
comedy
I
movie.
assume.
But that one has a lot of cameo people in it. We got Mila Kunis and Franco James coming in at the end. Mark Wahlberg's in it.
I'm
Ruffalo
glad you
plays
like
his
it,
best friend.
Nico.
What is he like? I don't care
That
what he likes.
movie.
Oh, he likes Date Night. That's a good movie. Bill Burr's in it. J.B. Smoove, Gal Gadot, Olivia Munn, Common, Kristen Wiig. Just so many good people, man. You know, I like it when a film tries it, like, does it they bring in a full cast like that, pretty subtle. Unlike the Valentine's Day movie and New Year's movie, where they're purposely bringing all those people together because, you know, no one will go see a Valentine's Day movie or a New Year's movie unless it's got a big cast in it.
You're right.
Because the story, no one goes for the storyline. People go just to go see all the famous people in one room together. That's why Office Party is an underrated comedy, because that is an awesome movie.
Is that the one with Bateman
Yes,
and Olivia Munn? No, sorry.
she's in it.
Yeah,
Yes.
she is. I've seen that movie. I don't know why.
We
I
went to the
did.
movies and saw it, I think. It was freshman year when Terrell was working at the theaters.
Okay, I didn't see it in movies. I saw it at
Oh.
home. I'm thinking maybe
It's-
I saw it with my family.
It's
Now that-
hilarious. I think we should watch that today. Office Christmas Party. I recommend everyone go watch that. It's stupid, but it's funny. It's got Jennifer Aniston, Vanessa Bayer, who was on SNL, Courtney Vance, who was in the FX OJ trial. He played the defense lawyer, Cochran. He's a good actor.
I watched the
Courtney
first
B.
few
Vance.
episodes.
Kate McKinnon's in it, TJ Miller, you know, all those good people. Jamie Chung's in it, Randall Park. I'm just looking at movies now. Office Christmas Party. Go see it this Christmas at home.
Yeah, what movie should I watch today? I have nothing to do. Just kidding. I got.
You got nothing to do today? We can find you something to do.
No,
today.
I have something. I got to go home.
You can
I'm
go to
done.
the gym with Nico.
No.
Get that workout in before the
no. Do I need to do some work? Should I do like some pull-ups or something?
I don't know. Can you fit in your suit?
I don't know. I haven't tried it on yet.
You should try it on.
Hopefully Lily's not listening. She's gonna get nervous. Just kidding. I think she's listening.
Was that your Meg Thee Stallion?
That's a
Gotta go
Uh.
put that suit on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can I gas myself up real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So,
Gas yourself up. What you want to do?
so
here?
if you can tell from the glare, or if you can,
Or-
before the election, all week, all we were talking
I'm saying
about.
you can put it on the whiteboard if you want.
Oh, I thought you wanted me.
No, I never want you. The people want you. That's why I put you on there.
I'll put me on it too. I'm like the CNN guy.
I think we should see the whiteboard. Yeah, I'll hold the laptop.
Yeah, but make sure I'm it.
Wow, look at that. Look at that beautiful writing.
So all week we were talking about the big states, the states to watch, right? What are the states to watch? Well, what was the number one we put on the list? Ohio, 14 election streak, guessing it right. They said Trump. What else did we have? We loved Pennsylvania. Why? Because Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin vote the same 11 out of the last 14 elections.
Okay. Are you looking?
And that's about to happen this year if the results in Pennsylvania and Michigan stay like they are, right? Did Wisconsin go blue?
Yes, Wisconsin went blue.
So that's going to happen again. If that happens, that gives Biden 3. Florida, I gave the Trump. That's 3-2. North Carolina, I gave it to him 3-3. On the bottom, I wrote Arizona and Georgia, but I tweeted something the other day, and I didn't include Arizona. It was Georgia was part of this list. It's about the 7. I call it the swing 7.
Swing 7.
What's the name of the guy on CNN? I'm coming for his job.
Don King?
Or, yeah. Whatever he was.
I don't know
That
what his
guy.
name is.
He's on TV right now. I'm coming for your job. Right here, the swing 7. In the last, 14 elections, whichever candidate won the majority of the swing 7, Arizona's not part of it, then they won the election.
Yes.
And what's going to happen if these results hold? He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 to 3. Biden's going to win that majority, and he's going to win the election. The election runs through 7 states. That's what we've been saying all week, and it's been more than true. I just had to guess.
Thank you,
Yes,
Al
sir.
Hussein. Thank you, Al Husseini, for the report. Our political analyst here at Coffee's On.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone really cared.
I cared. That was fun.
Thank you, Marco.
You see that? Screw the news part. You see that passion? That's some passion right there. That kid loves his politics. That kid loves his politics. Jesus. Now you guys see what I have to deal with every day.
That's my favorite. Politics. Yeah, we have been in political
I don't
mode.
cook. I don't clean. Let me tell you, I got this ring. Jeez. Oh man. Well, I think we're good for today.
Yeah, I don't think we have any last
No one else wants to talk to us.
comments. I don't think
We only-
anyone's there.
Unless someone's got one last thing they want to talk about or hear our opinion on. We'll give you an opinion. We don't know if it'll be the right one.
Exactly. We'll get
Yeah,
to-
Nico, you want Nico? He just opened up the electoral conversation jar.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Nico, it sucks, doesn't it? You want to talk about the electoral college, man? How much time you got? What time you got to go to the gym today? We could talk about the electoral college. Armand learned at his history lesson the other day about the electoral college.
Okay. I think I had known that before.
Oh, well, I mean, but you just it came
Yeah,
back.
no, you're right. You're right.
I'm not saying, yeah. Nico, it gets worse. Let's say Biden wins Pennsylvania. He may not get all the electoral votes because the people who run the electoral college, there's people in Pennsylvania who control those votes, and they can decide either to give Biden all 20 or they can give Trump 19 and give Biden 1. It doesn't even matter if he won the state. He doesn't get the votes.
And then, because Marco was the one who told me about this, I looked it up. All those 538 people, in most of the states, whatever that number is, the majority, they can go and they can vote whoever they want.
Yeah.
All they
Yeah.
get is they're called a disloyal elector or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Basically, it's just a slap
If a
on the
Republican gives his electoral vote to the Democratic, then
wrist.
he's
Or
called
vice versa.
yeah, or vice
That's
versa.
all they're called. Or if they give it to a random person, someone it could be written like
It could be
literally
Kanye.
They could give it to anyone.
Yeah, popular vote doesn't matter, and it gets worse than that because the electoral college doesn't matter. Also, it's all a freaking scam. I'm just kidding. This is too much coffee, honestly. This is where the too much coffee comes into play. Yeah, so Nico in Kansas, there's 6 electoral votes.
Mhm.
All right, let's say Kansas votes blue, and let's say it's a close one. Let's say Joe Biden won Kansas 55-45. Well, the electoral college, the 6 members, the 6 who make it up in Kansas, they can go against that. They can be like, let's just go ahead and give the votes to Trump. So to make our votes even less valuable, there you go. So once again, our vote doesn't matter, and it really don't matter because there's another way. Trump could still win the election in a crazy way. I don't know when the last time something like that was done, when the electoral college. Oh yeah, Nico, vote doesn't matter. It double doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're not the one making the decision. The electoral college is. And the electoral college is made up of a group of people who control those votes. And they're split up into their states. So 6 of them are in Kansas. And Biden can win Kansas 90-10. And the electoral college can be like, you know what? I don't care what the Kansans have to say. I don't care what our voters are saying. Let's go ahead and vote Trump.
But this,
I'm not saying where we stand in politics. I'm just saying how it is. I'm just telling you how it is.
But this is how it is, I guess. So if Trump wins Florida, which is going to happen, then the Republican Party picks the 29 electors to vote.
Yep.
So they're picking the people who hopefully they don't become disloyal.
Yep. It's like the Supreme Court. You get to pick who you get to put on the bench.
But Maine and Nebraska are the only 2 states you don't do that.
Well, then that's why they have the split. That's why you see Biden getting 1 in Maine and Trump getting 2, something like that, or Biden getting 1 in Nebraska and Trump
Trump getting 1 in Maine.
Yeah, and I'm pretty, and that's always been a thing with the election.
whether it does go that way or they go one color, I don't know, but and they're called faithless electors.
Yeah. And this all. You know what's funny? The presidential election is the only one that doesn't get judged by the popular vote. You look at the Senate races, you look at the House races. So you look at Barbara and Roger. Roger was the popular vote. There's no electoral college there. You look at the House. Sharice Davids just won the 3rd district again for the 2nd term. Popular vote. There was no electoral college. That's something that actually matters. Our vote matters. It has some meaning to it. There's a matter to our vote because it helps decide the state houses and the Senate seats who represents us in Washington, the House seats who represents us in Washington. But when it comes to a president, telling it like it is, not in putting it out there the way that just pen the paper, the way the rules are written, our vote really doesn't matter because the electoral college is the deciding vote at the end of the day. Yeah, I think we explained that pretty well. I don't know.
I
don't know if there's a history teacher in here or a government teacher that can tell otherwise.
I think the main point to take out of this is that we just need to educate ourselves, especially I mean on everything, but especially when it comes to election. We just got to educate ourselves because we see what happens when more people vote, more people learn, more people educate, not just on the ballot, but just on everything.
So why does the vote matter? Why does our vote matter? Well, look at Hillary. Look at Hillary, and compare this election to the election 4 years ago. There's more votes in counties in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan. Just look how big Detroit was. They flipped Michigan alone. Look how big Atlanta was. The votes there that were being counted, they now have made it to where Biden and Trump are neck and neck. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, big swing area for that state as well, and why Biden leads PA right now. So our vote does matter in that sense, and also it matters because, like Armand said, it can be an influence. Maybe in a red state, they see a lot more blue coming out in support. Maybe they split the electoral there also. Most likely not going to happen. But go ahead and look at the red states in comparison to the last election. Kansas, I think Biden was pretty close as far as Kansas goes. As far as as for how well a Dem can do in Kansas, I think he did pretty well.
He got what he needed to get. I don't know. Yeah.
He was never going to win it, but
he got more counties than Kansas usually.
Kansas was more blue this year than it was last year. And I think it's
usually only has 2 or 3 counties that are blue, and this time it was, I think, 5. I don't know. I'd have to look. But Raj, you want to talk about
go ahead
thoughts on ranked choice voting? Sorry, I was just reading his last comment.
Raj is right. Yeah.
Ranked choice voting. You know much about it?
No, I never heard of
I
this.
saw something on the Hassan Minhaj, the Patriot Act show, which is canceled now. But I saw something about that, and then I learned a little about it. So ranked choice voting, and I'm reading up on it now just so I can explain it well. Raj, call me out if I'm not explaining well. I'm just trying to make it simple. But basically, you vote who you want to win the election.
Okay.
And then you got, let's say you got 4 people, right? I am not gonna explain this well.
Okay.
But you got 4 people.
If Raj sends us his email, we can add him to the video chat if he's comfortable with it.
Whoever wins the majority of the votes, so 50%, whoever wins more than 50% wins that election. Now, what if no one wins 50% of the votes? Right? It's let's say there's 4 people running, and I don't know, it's 30, 20, I don't know, 15, 15 if that math checks out.
Okay.
I don't know if it does.
Here we go. He wants to join. All right.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, I'll get him in on this. We'll get him in. Raj, you're just going to accept the invite that I send you, and it's going to put you in a studio.
Damn it, Raj, you're taking the shine away from me, huh?
Well, I think we need someone who can actually explain it. Yeah, we need someone that can actually explain it because I have no idea what he's talking about. But
I think you're gonna like it.
All right, code there.
And that would eliminate the 2-party system. Raj is gonna explain more on it for the 6 that are watching.
Let's see if I got this right.
Nico, that's the 3rd thing they're deciding on, if they should duel to the death. If
it ever gets to 70-year-olds up for the presidential ticket, we're going to that method. We're gonna mute ourselves when Raj gets on, so that way we're not getting any clashing with the mix, and that way that we're able to hear him as well. Because that's how it's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to mute ourselves, and then when he's done, we'll have to unmute ourselves and turn our volume down. But this is great. This is our first guest to be coming on. I'm excited.
Yes.
You know, we're 5 minutes over the hour, but I don't care because we're about to get a lesson, and Raj is about to further explain this because, like I said, I have no idea.
Where is Raj? Where is Raj?
Did you used to sing that live for
Frere Jacques?
Frere Jacques?
Yeah, because they taught us French.
Frere
2 years.
Jacques.
2 years.
Frere Jacques.
That's what it is?
No, I'm just added Raj to it.
Frere Jacques, dormez-vous,
Dormez-vous. All right. Uh-oh. I think I see him. Oh, there he is.
Oh!
All right, we're bringing Raj on to Coffee's On. All right, let's start. Let me mute myself here.
So
I'm going to mute the computer. And Raj, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going? Well, appreciate you all having me on as your first guest. I'm for one, I'm showing out for the state of the state. There's a weird echo. I don't know if that's okay. Well, how do you all deal with the echo? I don't know.
Oh,
We're good now. I have YouTube open.
is there an echo now?
That might be me, actually. Okay, yeah, I can. It's a lot better now. The reason I asked about ranked choice voting, and I guess in a two-party system, it's almost irrelevant because how it works is it assigns a point total based on however many candidates there are. And so let's say there are 6 candidates, and you put them at first. That has a certain value as opposed to the second, third, and fourth, fifth, sixth. And so I think where ranked choice voting though comes to the biggest play is in the primary and caucus season, where we had almost, I don't know how many candidates in total, but almost 20 candidates from the Democratic Party trying to represent this one party in the national election. And what that did was, especially in states like Iowa and New Hampshire, which are the super early states in that cycle, it forced voters to be very decisive in their vote and deal in absolutes, which is why in Iowa we saw almost a 3-way tie between Bernie Sanders, Buttigieg, and the third one. I don't think it was Biden. I forget what the third one was. Was it Warren? And so because of that, I think ranked choice empowers dissent between candidates, because down the line when these candidates are coming to support this one candidate, but 2 months prior they were saying all these negative things about it. I think ranked choice as a whole empowers voters to be able to vote more conscientiously, and will likely do more research on their candidates. And do you all have any questions about that, or?
All right, so we have to turn our volume down when we talk, so there's no echo. And so we're unmute right now, and so we can't hear you, so that way there's no echo. But you said you had a question.
Yeah, but I don't know how. Can you hear me, Ralph?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Oh.
We should be unmuted. Yeah, he can hear you.
Cool. Well, my main question was just, can you so for those who don't know ranked choice voting, so you said there's 6 people on the ballot, and I know a little about it, I just can't explain it well. So, right,
Okay.
Everyone goes and you vote. Like, just how does that process go? Kind of trying to simplify, really dumbing it
So
down.
if you had, I guess on this particular ballot, if you had Biden, Trump, Jorgensen, and Kanye West, and you were to be voting for all 4, in my case, I'd put Biden first, followed by I don't know, Jorgensen, and then maybe Kanye, and then Trump. And so based on that, so based on 4, a higher like aggregate value is given to that first choice, and then a lesser value is given for the second, and then third, and then fourth. So even the fourth vote does get some percentage of that point total. However, and so when it's also like at the end of it, when you show the results, it won't be this person got this percent of the votes. It would, based on all the votes, this person was ranked the highest. And so it doesn't necessarily, and so in cases like Georgia right now, where we're seeing 2 Senate runoff cases where neither candidate has reached an above 50% threshold of overall votes, that's where it gets a little tricky, because how do you determine at that point, who won? Because if the state's constitution definitively says you have to get a majority of the votes, how does ranked choice fit into there? So those are some of the, I would say, some of the roadblocks in fully rolling out ranked choice voting, if that makes sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so from what I understand, right? So you have those 4 people, and then let's just for the sake of the argument, say Kanye ended up 4th, right?
Mhm.
So whoever voted for Kanye, then he's deleted off the ballot. We could say that, but then everyone who voted for Kanye goes to their second place, right? I don't know how correct.
So yeah, I mean, so if you voted for him first, he would be given that point, and that would push him up higher. However, if Marco put him last, he would then be put down a little bit. And so it just, like I said, where you rank your choice assigns a point total based on that one voter.
So it is. Nico was asking if it is a point system. So basically, it is.
Mm-hmm. And so ranked
because
this election though,
everyone's
Maine
voting.
actually was the first time in a national election that Maine had ranked choice voting. But Maine did it at the
Well, where was this? We just missed the first part of what you.
It was in Maine. Great state of Maine.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense, because they were talking about their Senate race. Why Collins, I think her name is Suzanne Collins, why she wasn't getting 50%.
Mhm.
And same thing with said Georgia. It seems like an interesting thing, especially for those who don't like the Electoral College. I know Andrew Yang is big on the ranked choice voting, and it would totally eliminate the 2-party system.
Yeah, it would.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think right now, as far as, so basically, let's say one person is kind of by projection is out of the race, so now that person maybe who had Kanye first, Kanye's out of the race. Now their votes from the first person goes to the second person.
Yeah, so now let's say
Okay.
50% of Kanye's voted Jorgensen second, but then 25 said Biden second and Trump said Biden second. Then Jorgensen starts.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, but then Joe Jorgensen starts coming up. And again, it probably wouldn't work well in the way the current presidential is, but like in Georgia, where they had 2 Republicans on the ticket and 1 Democrat and all that, that'd be really good, especially like you said, Raj, with year's Democratic.
So if this system were to be a thing, would we see something where we see maybe 10 candidates on a ticket one year?
It's hard to say due to the bicameral system of the caucusing aspect, and the convention, where all based on however many delegates you get. See, I think there's this conversation leads to a bigger conversation as to regarding election reform, because in the state of Kansas, when the Democratic caucus or primary rolled around this time, 2 days before that, Bernie Sanders had dropped out. And so even though, I technically had a vote as to who would represent the Democratic Party at the national level, it due to the delegate system and Bernie Sanders, dropping out, he didn't really have a great example of how we could have multiple candidates. And I think the Electoral College being, set up the way it is, where it's winner takes all, deal where we're so focusing on Georgia right now over less than 30,000 votes. Again, brings up a bigger picture as to how the Electoral College has stripped away the representative democracy, where your vote and my vote equal the same. If I could be registered in Ohio, I would be, or we're registered in any really like swing state. Like I said, I'm wearing my Minnesota shirt because that's a swing state. And I really appreciate you bringing up Boyer and like the local elections, because those are even more important to Kansas. But I think most of us knew going in that Kansas was not going to flip blue for the presidential election. I don't know if that answers your question.
I feel like I think we both expected it to be.
Yeah.
It was close. I even thought maybe it'd be a little closer. One of our, Cole Fine, Raj, he ran for a Kansas House. I remember I talked to him, and he was saying a few weeks ago, and he said that Barbara Boyer, whatever she's doing the right thing. She was attacking that moderate vote.
Mhm.
She was trying to play the whole, I don't hate Roger Marshall, I just disagree that he votes part. She was trying to play the whole bipartisan approach, and she was doing the right thing, ended up not getting the votes. But you're right, maybe in a ranked choice voting where then it does, you don't have two candidates, you have more. Maybe that does give more of a say. And maybe Biden wouldn't have represented the Democratic Party, or even vice versa in 2016 for Trump with the Republican Party, because there were so many.
Because like in 2016, like you said, there's so many.
I think
candidates.
Raj, before we hang on. Go ahead. What were you going?
Well, no, I appreciate Armand bringing up, in 2016, where a lot of the early voters in the Republican Party definitely favored Trump. However, as you look towards the West and those later primaries and caucuses, those were definitely polling not in his favor. I think it was the delegation of Colorado during the convention walked out of the convention in kind of in protest of this candidate. And I think, like I said, brings up, we could be talking about this for the rest of the day if we want.
I got two more questions for Raj. One, we know that Trump's party is going to be suing, states like Pennsylvania and Michigan. That, I believe, is the first time that I can really remember a president in our lifetime doing something like that, other than the recount back in 2000. What's something that we could expect there with the whole process of him suing? Is this something that we could see lead to a recount in all the states that he's going to, or what should we expect from the trials that are going to happen?
One thing to know is it is within his legal right to request a recount if the vote spread is within a certain percentage. So there's going to be a recount in Georgia. There's likely to be a recount in Wisconsin. Yesterday, however, the court briefings that were brought into the state of Michigan were dismissed by a judge there. And one thing, I'll be honest, I watch a lot. I haven't really slept a lot over the last few days. I've been watching CNN and Fox News, just flipping back and forth. And one thing that is, I think, the underlying thing that people need to realize is both networks and no litigator has brought any specific evidence regarding voter fraud in these elections. I think that's something, one thing that people are complaining, I think, about why these ballots are taking so long to be processed. Part of that is we are in a pandemic, and people are choosing to vote by mail, which has been done for multiple elections. In Pennsylvania specifically, state legislators tried to pass legislation that would allow these ballots to be processed before Election Day. However, Republican lawmakers and judges, specifically the judges, blocked that. And therefore, it basically has said that you can only start processing these ballots after Election Day, which is where, all these, they're so piled up with, in back order on these ballots, which is why we're having to wait as long as we are having to wait. Another thing, I guess, to consider as far as like the legal battle is no election is final until it's like the commissions have authenticated it and sent final results. What we're getting right now are just, I won't say estimations, but they're the unofficial count. And so there is a process that every state and every Secretary of State is following. I think this is a really good thing. Americans have voted this election better than any election in I can't since 1920, and so it's something to be excited about that this many people have voted, and we have the systems in place that are counting and focusing on accuracy as opposed to speed. One thing that is a little frustrating is these poll workers are all mostly volunteers, and if they are being paid, it's not very beneficial to them. They're doing it because this is a public process, and some of them have contracted COVID, which is a very real concern in the situation we are. But that's just another person that isn't able to assist in the counting of the tallying of these votes, which is something to consider.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I know our computer was freezing a couple times, but me and our mom were just shaking our heads up and down.
Yeah.
Yes, because you're saying the things that we have been talking about for the last 3 days. CNN has been in Fox nonstop, and it's another thing. I recommend everybody watch all the media outlets, get every opinion, so that way you're seeing every view. Go ahead.
I think, in general, and I think we all agree it is good to get your news sources from all types of, get your news from all types of sources. But I think both networks, and you mentioned the two big giants, CNN and Fox News, I think they've done a good job, at least when it comes to talking about opinions aside, just talking about the numbers.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job of kind of staying to what Americans want to know, and that's just who's going to win. I know the CNN guy has been doing I always forget his name, but because we've been watching King.
Yeah.
But he's been doing a good job of kind of talking about the numbers. And when the president was saying things about maybe being rigged, he's like, listen, no, it's not rigged. This is a democracy. But he was even moving his hands like this, like, hey, listen, we're doing it the right way. Whatever's going to happen. I think they have been doing all across the board. They've been doing a good job of staying away from their opinions as much as they can.
Yeah, they give both sides of how Biden and Trump can win. Raj, shout out to all you nailed it. Shout out to all the volunteers working and counting the ballots, because that's something that people forget about. Those aren't everyday people who are working with the government. Those are people who are looking for the next cash flow. They're looking to volunteer. They want to get involved in the election, because that's what we learned last year, is that we need to do more of a part. I think that was the big lesson from the 2016 election. And shout out to all the people who in the swing states right now who are still working on November 6th, 3 days after the election, because those people don't deserve any criticism. They're just trying to do their job and what they're told. They're just trying to do the best that they can.
They want it over as much as us.
So like I said, we learned something from the last election. And I think that what have you learned from the 2020 election so far? It's not done yet, but no matter who wins, I think I could say that the job isn't done. Even if Biden wins, the job is not done. I know the mission was to go out and vote. What is a lesson that you could take away from this 2020 election that maybe you can take when you go into the 2024 election, or something that you can pass down to people who will be voting for the first time in 2024?
I think two major things. Specifically from the Democratic Party perspective, they need to recognize the growing population of young people. Despite the fact that young people were very, very active this time, there's still quite a few that weren't as active, and I don't think the turnout was what they could have hoped. And also recognize and not playing identity politics anymore. Recognizing that the Latino population is not a monolith, and if you don't, I was reading articles about campaign organizers in Arizona for LULAC, which is a Latino organization that were kind of, I won't say rejected, but they were pushed away by the Democratic Party as far as access to resources to campaign for Biden and Harris, because they felt that the Latino population would just come out and vote for him, which we saw wasn't the case in Florida, and is something that I think every party learns something about their voter bases in every election. But then the other thing I want to talk about is the need for an infrastructure change in the way that we cast our ballots. I look to a country like India, who in their last election, so this, just to put into context, almost 140, 150 million people voted in this year's election here in the United States. In India, in their last election, 850 million people voted. And within that time, so their voting machines are entirely, up to, they're very modern. We have a lot of paper ballots still in the U.S. And with their electronic voting machines in India, they're portable, and so areas which are underserved as far as elections resources, these voting machines, like, they fold up and they're almost the size of a suitcase. And there were, like I said, 850 million people voted, and there was no cases of voter fraud. I think that just shows where the United States, who touts to be the world's best democracy, has failed in one of the most fundamental manners of making it accessible and for people to vote. And one more thing, I guess, I want, before I leave, before I won't leave you all with, was there's the originalists and the constitutionalists that tout the importance of sticking to the way that our country was founded. In 1776, when the Electoral College was put onto paper, women were not allowed to vote. Black people were not allowed to vote. Native Americans were not allowed to vote. It was a system that gave one monolithic group of people the right to vote. And what that has done over time, as our population has grown, has taken that representative democracy where your vote and my vote for the nation's top office is equal. And I really think that we need to further this discussion about how we represent, how we vote in this country, because, I don't want to get too into it, but I'll just leave it at that.
It's all good, man. We got 3 minutes. You keep going.
You gotta have your coffee.
No,
I'll be like I said, I've had multiple cups over the last few hours.
That's what we like to hear. That's what the show is about, is for this type of stuff where we can have friends drop in like this as easy as just sending you an email, everything. Raj, we appreciate you coming on. I feel like that this won't be the last time that we have you on as a guest speaker, man. You were preaching the word, man. You were nailing all the facts, and thank you again for coming on short notice and delivering a good last 30 minutes to the show.
I appreciate you all having me. I'll see you at the next Coffee Zone time.
Yes. Yes.
See you next one, Raj. Thank you very much,
See you
buddy.
later, Raj.
All right. So that was Raj stepping in.
I feel like one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing Raj was saying that I liked, before we got him on, 30 minutes ago, he did say the Electoral College is antiquated, as he was talking, and we were thinking ourselves and learning everything. It seems like it's not just the Electoral College that's antiquated. It's the whole voting process, and that's exactly what Raj was touching on.
I know Nico's just saying this, Julia. No, keep going. I'm listening.
I feel like I shouldn't add anything because I actually think he said, I'm just kind of repeating what he said, but I think that's a good point to think of. This is a system that was made in 1776, right?
Yeah.
Whenever.
Yeah.
And I always had a problem understanding why people are afraid to change some things from 250 years ago nearly, because change is okay. And I'm not even making a political statement. I think change as a whole, wow, you commented 3 times. I think change as a whole and systems that are old, it's fine. You change rules all the time. They've changed sports rules. James Naismith's basketball isn't the same as the basketball we're playing today.
Yeah.
Right? You can look at any type of rule in any world. And I think that's just all. As a whole, it's that whole system. And hopefully this was a wake-up call for the nation and for everyone else that, hey, what if there's a more organized way of voting? We aren't saying cheating. We're saying a more organized way where our votes, and Nico and Marco, you guys were saying this, our votes actually count more.
Yeah.
And maybe it's ranked choice voting. Maybe it's changing electoral college. Who knows? But hopefully it's something that they actually act on. That's why it's called conservatism and originalism, because they don't know how to adapt and they don't know how to change to a newer world. And they're people that are scared of change. Maybe not necessarily everybody, but
That's why it's called conservatism, because they like to conserve. They don't like to change. They like to stay in their own lane, essentially. But sometimes it's kind of funny because they don't learn how to stay in their own lane.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Why
so
do
it's
you
kind of
ask-
ironic.
Why is Aryan asking these political questions literally an hour and a half? You
I don't
should have
know.
asked it when Raj was here.
You're gonna have to call your Uncle Raj, man. Call your cousin Raj and ask him. Call your cousin Raj. We'll bring him back on. He'll be back on. Probably after the election, we'll have Raj back on.
To make it
Since,
quick, Aryan, I think it's just interesting.
Oh, he just woke up. That makes sense. Him and Nico, man.
But yeah, just
So,
make it interesting. But
We'll leave you with this. Shorts are too shorts if they're 3 inches standing. 5-inch shorts are just fine. Why do noses run and feet smell? I don't know, Nico. You should have asked these questions when you were in school. All right, so
yeah, Nico's just
these are kindergarten questions.
yeah, Nico.
I think Raj left us on a good note for the weekend. Everyone,
we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week.
Sometime next week,
Have-
whenever we're ready.
go check out our Patreon page on patreon.com. Patreon, but we Patreon. Peace.